I'm not a consultant, but I'm consulting a creator with over 150,000 Instagram followers to help him scale his online business. Despite having a massive audience, his revenue was stuck at $1,000 to $2,000 a month. Today, I'm documenting the exact systems I'm building to help him make more money while working less. But first, let me change into an outfit that's more fitting for the job. Okay, just to give you a little context, over the past few years, I've generated over $1 million for my clients. Now, if you're a creator who wants to monetize or optimize your business, this behind the scenes might completely change how you actually scale your business. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why big creators, even with big audiences, still struggle financially and the exact systems to help you change that. What's up, everyone? If this is your first time here, my name is Lucent and I'm completely obsessed with marketing, sales, business, entrepreneurship, personal development. So if you love those things too, you'll probably like this video. So what I'm going to do is take you behind the scenes of me working with Kev, a well-known photographer in Europe who's built an impressive audience of over 150,000 Instagram followers. He's talented, he's created good educational products before, and from the outside, it looks like he's living the creator dream. But here's what most people don't see. Despite his success, I got connected with Kev and he reached out to me because he wanted to do better with his online business, but he didn't know how. Let me break down exactly what I found out about Kev's business while I was analyzing it. So Kev's audience size was just under 160,000. His monthly revenue for his online business is around $1,000 to $2,000 a month. The products that he was selling was around $99 to $400 being the most expensive. His acquisition channels were basically manual DMs and it was 100% completely manual. His sales process was not structured, didn't have any systems there. His main bottlenecks were low LTV or lifetime value, manual selling, and no systems in place. His biggest issues were basically no scalable offer, no client acquisition system, and no sales process. He had created a bunch of masterclasses ranging from $130 to $400, but he was also selling preset packs for around $99. The products were good and they sold, but not really at the volume that he had hoped for. I'm going to share a story from Alex Hormozi that perfectly illustrates what's kind of happening here. There was a baker who worked 18 hours a day and he was selling his bread for $1 per loaf. A consultant suggested him to double his prices, but he was afraid that he was going to lose customers. But eventually, he took the risk and doubled his price to $2 per loaf. And yes, he did lose half of his customers, but he was making the same amount of money while working half the time. With this newfound time, he was able to test new recipes, create premium offerings, and attract customers who actually value taste and quality over price. This is exactly what I explained to Kev, and this is exactly what creators like Kev need to understand. It's not about working harder in your business. It's about structuring the business strategically so that you can make more while working less. When Kev came to me, his main goal was to make as much money as possible in his online business while still being able to focus on his photography business. To help him achieve this, I immediately looked at the 4 critical areas that determine whether a creator's business is scalable or not. Number 1 is the offer structure. Number 2 is client acquisition systems. Number 3 is sales process. And number 4 is client delivery. Let me break down why each of these matters so much. Your offer structure is absolutely fundamental. If your offer structure is bad, it doesn't matter how good your client acquisition system, sales process, or delivery, everything else will suffer. It determines not just how much you make per sale, but whether your business can financially support a team. Client acquisition determines if you need to personally be there to acquire every single customer or client, or if your business can attract clients automatically. Your sales process determines if you need to personally close every single client, or if the system can take care of most of the heavy lifting. And your client delivery approach determines if you need to constantly be there for fulfillment or if you've created a scalable system for delivery. In Kev's business, I identified improvements and opportunities in all 4 areas. Okay, so let's start with the most fundamental part of any business, which is the offer structure. Kev has several masterclasses ranging from $99 all the way up to $400. Now, many creators might think that's great, multiple products at multiple price points. And they're not entirely wrong, but there are easier paths that you can take. Here's the reality that I explained to Kev. When your highest ticket offer is $400, you're creating what I call a revenue ceiling in your business. Let me break down why. First, to significantly grow your revenue with $400 products, you need to massively and significantly boost and increase your volume. This means more marketing spend, more content creation, more customer service, and overall just more effort and complexity. And on top of that, you limit your ability to financially support a team or to attract a team in the first place. If you eventually want to hire setters or closers for your business to handle the sales process, which is going to be essential if you want to work less and make more, your offer needs to financially be able to support a team. What does that mean? At a $400 price point, even a 20% commission is only going to be $80. That's simply just not enough to support a quality salesperson. No good quality closer is going to sit on a call and jump on multiple calls just to potentially make $80. It's just not worth their time. So what I did was restructure his offer so now it becomes more of a comprehensive coaching program, which includes all his previous masterclasses just packaged up as like the foundations and direct access to Kev one-on-one and on group coaching calls. They also get access to a private and exclusive community where they can engage and connect with more people, and advanced trainings that they get access to on more of the business side of photography. This new structure accomplishes multiple critical things. It provides more value for his clients by packaging up both courses and personalized help. They not only learn the techniques, but they get personalized help and feedback based on their implementation. It also creates a financial model that is able to support closers and setters when they do come in. A $3,000 coaching program with 20% commissions, both split between the closer and the setter, is going to be around $600. Now, this is more able to support a team of setters and closers and attract them in the first place. It also positions Kev as more of a mentor and not just like a course seller, which does in some ways elevate his perceived value in the market. The key insight is we didn't just get rid of the masterclasses. Obviously, we'd use that to our advantage and as foundations to something new and better. This creates what is known as value stacking, where the whole becomes more than just the sum of its parts. The second major system that we're building is an automated client acquisition system. Currently, Kev's making a lot of good content that brings in a lot of followers, but converting those followers into clients and customers require his constant attention. Let me show you what the typical creator client acquisition process kind of looks like. So it goes from post content and reply to comments. Then they send it to more of the DMs. So they conversate inside the DMs where they have to manually answer questions that the lead had. And then you cross your fingers and you hopefully make a sale. Now, this approach has two major problems. Firstly is that the client acquisition process requires constant attention and time and energy from the creator itself. And second is that it's inefficient. Most conversations are just answering the same questions over and over again and over the same objections over and over again. So we're implementing a much more systematic approach, which includes strategic content and lead magnets. So here's the new flow. Post strategic content with clear call to actions, which leads to a lead magnet funnel, which then leads to a qualification process. That qualification process, if qualified, moves to a sales call, and that sales call then leads to conversion and a new client. So part of this more strategic content, what does that really include? So coming up with this, I had to think about what was effective and what do his ICP actually want to see. So that would be before and after portfolio transformations, client results, and behind the scenes content. And after providing value in the content, you want to make sure you have an effective and clear call to action that is simple, easy to follow, which then leads to an easy conversation that you guys can have, and then the qualification process, and et cetera, et cetera. This creates a systematic path that people go on from being a content viewer to an engaged prospect to hopefully a qualified lead, and a qualified lead into a client, all without requiring a significant amount of effort and time and energy from Kev himself. Now, the third component is designing a sales process that eventually doesn't need Kev to be involved at all. This is where having the right offer structure is critical. With the higher ticket coaching program now in place, I helped Kev build out the system needed for a team approach to sales. First, we created a clear sales process flow so that each step is documented and we know where to hand off to the specific team member. This isn't about Kev having to do more sales calls himself. It's about preparing the business so that setters and closers can handle the entire sales process themselves. We established the fundamental structure needed to support a sales team. We defined a qualification criteria so that each sales stage should only be reached by qualified prospects. I also created outreach scripts so that success in outreach can be replicated, created a simple and streamlined process so that the handoff between marketing, setting, and closing was seamless, and set up tracking systems so that we are able to track the success and performance at each specific stage. The beauty of these systems when they are in place is that Kev can now bring on setters and closers that are properly incentivized to take on this whole sales process for him. This creates leverage in the business, which is extremely important, where Kev now doesn't have to handle the sales process at all and now can spend his time doing things that are more important for him in the business. This system is designed to be run by a team from the ground up and not just for Kev. The end result is a business that makes money while Kev focuses on what he does best, which is creating amazing, beautiful photography and delivering amazing results to his coaching clients. Now, the final system that we're implementing is what I call the success documentation system. Most creators, they collect testimonials randomly. So most of the time it's just, text in the DMs, which in his case was true. But now we're going to take a much more strategic approach. So I created a testimonial SOP so that we can get quality testimonials on autopilot. And this goes just far beyond just asking how was your experience and getting broad answers like it was good. We're creating powerful transformation stories that show the complete journey and process from pain to success or transformation. So here are the most important parts of a quality testimonial. In short, first, we have to capture the internal struggle, which is the emotional pain they felt before. Second is external struggle, the objective pains that they had. Third is addressing their skepticism, meaning what were their doubts before joining the program. Fourth is why did they overcome that skepticism? Why they said yes despite their doubts. Fifth, we highlighted their external achievements, meaning the tangible results that they got. And finally, we capture their internal victories, which is the emotional transformation. This isn't just about collecting nice comments. It's about creating powerful stories that you can use as one of the most powerful sales tools you have in your arsenal. Testimonials are so powerful because people who are about to buy or are interested in your product or service, they see the other people in the testimonials and they see themselves in that position. If we're able to have them relate to them, have them understand the same skepticisms that they were having and then why they overcame it and the results they got from overcoming those skepticisms, then you have a really powerful sales tool that can pretty much convert them right then and there if they really relate to it. And these testimonials become one of the most powerful tools in Kev's business, in marketing and sales. Most of the times by creating quality testimonials, you actually break objections down before they even arise in the sales call. It becomes a tool of like, oh, if they can do it, I can do it too. Important things about why testimonials work so well is that when you say, hey, I can do this, I'm good at this, X, Y, and Z, people tend to believe you a little bit less than if they hear someone else say that about you. Okay, that being said, everything pretty much sounds pretty perfect so far. But what are the downsides? What are the risks and how do we deal with them? Like any business transformation, plans will come with risks, right? Because you're changing things and naturally that becomes less stable. So here are the risks that I've identified and also things that I'm going to implement to mitigate those risks. So in short, the main risks are going to be audience resistance to higher pricing. So jumping from his lowest product, which was $99 all the way up to $3,000 is a big jump, and potential fulfillment challenges because of increased client work and inconsistent lead flows because it's something new that not many people know about yet. So what are we going to do to mitigate these risks? Firstly, we need to test out his pricing. So we're going to start the offer at $1,500 and increasing it by increments of 20% every 5 clients. I also got that from Alex Ramosi. We're also going to create enhanced support systems for the first 10 clients, getting immediate feedback from them and improving the product and service immediately once we get that immediate feedback. We're also going to develop a content strategy that will gather more attention in his social media so that the lead flow becomes less of an issue. This is probably one of the most important things that a lot of creators miss is what are the risks that come with it? Trying to predict what could go wrong and the risk that comes with things and changes, you're able to sometimes even prevent them. And your business becomes more proactive rather than reactive when stuff goes wrong and you're just trying to put out fires all day long. So where are we in the process? We've mapped out these systems, restructured the offers, and created automation frameworks. So now we are moving into implementation and testing. Working with Kev has reinforced something that I've observed with many other creators. Having an audience doesn't directly relate to the amount of revenue you have in your business. You need a strategy to convert audience into profit. Sometimes creators are too focused on their audience. More followers, more engagement, more reach, more impressions, more likes, but they neglect the systems that will actually convert those things into revenue for the business. It's like focusing your whole energy on funneling more water into the bucket while there is a massive hole in the bucket itself. This approach that we're taking with Kev isn't any new marketing tactic or something crazy. It's fundamental business strategies that have worked for decades, but just applied into the creator economy. Creating an offer that genuinely provides value and is priced appropriately, build systems that attract and qualify prospects automatically, develop sales processes that can be delegated and scaled, and systematically documenting client success and leveraging that for future content and using it as a marketing and sales tool. None of these concepts are new or revolutionary, but applying them is what separates a creator who builds a sustainable business, working less while making more, to a creator who's stuck at a plateau, who doesn't know what to do next to scale his business. What's actually exciting about this new approach is that it creates a cycle. When Kev spends less time in the business, he can focus more time on his amazing photography and client work. And when strategically posting that and packaging that, it creates more followers who then enter the same automated process and sales cycle. The end result is more revenue while working less, which was exactly what Kev wanted when he reached out to me. So if you're a creator who wants to do the same, take a hard look at the four. Offer structure. Is it something that people want in the first place? Client acquisition. Is it systematic or is it random? Sales process. Can it be delegated? And social proof. Are you strategically and systematically documenting success? I have to say, this process of consulting Kev and helping him transform his business has been incredibly rewarding. While I'm documenting this journey and I will show and share future results, I'm also realizing how much I actually enjoy this work. If you're in a similar situation as Kev and might be interested in how these systems might work in your business, I've opened up my calendar and allowed people to book calls on my calendar. Worst case scenario, you spend 30 minutes, decide it's not for you, say that you hate me, you hate my face, and you don't want to look at me, and never watch any of my videos again. Best case scenario, we work something out and we transform your business together. Either way, if you found this video helpful, YouTube thinks you'll probably like this video too. So go watch it.